What's up guys? Simon here. In this episode, we have to talk about this. The biggest wealth transfer in history is happening right now. Older Americans have stockpiled nearly $35 trillion to pass over to their heirs or their family, and we need to discuss it, what this means for the economy, what's going to happen. It is such a whopping amount of money that it is bigger than our gross domestic product in the United States alone. And in fact, the wealth equals to 157% of the US gross domestic product today. The biggest wealth transfer is here. And in this video, we're going to go ahead and cover it. And I'll let you know what I think is going to happen. So investments, savings, keeping a good family portfolio, creating some type of legacy or dynasty for your family, that's the American dream. That's why people come here to this country to try to make a better living for themselves and their family, and they're able to do that here in generations or even in one generation. With the tech boom, the real estate boom, we've seen more millionaires than ever. And then came the cryptocurrency boom, which created even more millionaires. And there has been the most amount of billionaires ever to date. In fact, we might at one point see our first ever trillionaire, and that would be an amazing accomplishment. So baby boomers and older Americans have spent decades accumulating a mass amount of money. Americans over the age of 70 have had a net worth or a combined net worth of over $35 trillion. It's incredible. And this is according to the Federal Reserve data. That amounts to nearly 27% of all American wealth out there. And that's up 20% from 3 decades ago. So what's happening is more and more individuals are accumulating more and more wealth that they're going to be able to pass down. As I mentioned earlier, that is over the GDP of the United States in total combined wealth, and double of what it was 30 years ago, which is just 3 decades. So what happens with all of that money that the older generations have saved? Well, they have to give it back into the economy or pass it down to their heirs. Now, the government tries to tax individuals that have these big savings accounts, and they're trying to limit the amount of money that you could pass down to your family. A lot of people bypass that by creating foundations or private foundations where they hire their siblings or they hire their family to run that foundation, giving them a salary and allowing for donations. So now that they have to divide all of this money and start passing it down, because the national average age of living is around 82 to 84, they have to start moving that money. This leads to even further economic activity, which we saw in the latest boom of individuals buying real estate, major complexes, starting businesses or buying out businesses, and of course giving money to charity, which a lot of them have to do to comply with their charitable contributions that they might have saved taxes on. According to the data in Wall Street Journal, older individuals will hand down over $70 trillion from 2018 to 2042 to their heirs, with roughly 61 trillion of that 70 trillion will go directly to their family and the members or the heirs, which will be millennials and Generation Xers. Most of it is going to go into philanthropy, and philanthropy is a big word, and it allows some great things to happen, but it also allows a lot of people to pass through income. This will enable the Generation Xers and the millennials to be the wealthiest class that we have ever seen in history. And it is all because of inheritance. This shows you the power and the investing principles of baby boomers and where they have allowed or what they have done to accommodate future generation growth. What's crazy is the average inheritance in 2019 was $200 $112,000 or so dollars. That is up 45% from 1998 with inflation accounted. Therefore, the next set of inheritance is going to be even higher. And people or baby boomers are not just waiting to die to pass this on. They're actually wanting their children or their heirs to do something with that money that they could see, realize, and witness. So they are passing money even before they die. In 2016, the gift tax reported to the IRS was at $75 billion. And it was in 2010, $45 billion. So as you guys could see, there's going to be a lot of money and opportunity for the next set of years for gift and charity giving. What this means is the economy is going to have to go up. There will be more and more individuals that are going to go ahead and inherit money, invested back into business, invested into charity and stocks. That's a great thing for everyone living in the future. In that period, the amount that could be given tax-free rose from 1 million to 5 million for individuals and from 2 million to more than 10 million for couples. So the government is encouraging such giving. And in 2018, that tax giving exception rose even more to 11.7 million for individuals and 23 million for couples. It is no secret that more money is going to be accumulated and has to be given away. And a good financial firm which will manage that type of transfer pass will guide you in the proper direction in case you are one of those individuals that is accumulating the wealth but also inheriting it. It is no secret that that money that gets inherited is going back into the stock market or into a business. And that really helps out the GDP of the economy. With philanthropy work, it also helps out the society. So you should be thinking what you're going to do with your money today, tomorrow, and in the future before you retire. That is something that I'm currently planning, discussing it with financial advisors, making sure that I understand how much I could pass down, understanding the tax laws and the tax codes. But it has to happen. At one point, you, me, and everyone that works hard for their money is not going to be able to take that money to the grave with them. So you're planning for the future generation. That's why you're working so hard. You got to know the tax codes and how to properly pass that income down so that future generations flourish. So the biggest wealth transfer is happening today, and it's going to net the biggest increases in all aspects of everyday life. Combined with inflation, you're going to see skyrocketing prices eventually in everything that goes on. And keep in mind, the baby boomers who are still holding on to real estate, who are still holding on to those blue chip stocks, are only going to get richer. So the money that gets passed down will help the future generations repay their student debts, repay their car loans, repay or help out with their mismanagement of money because you're not taught that as well. But overall, I think the prior generation has done a great job setting up the future generations for a good amount of money and potential success if properly managed. And communication is going to be key between the financial advisor, the heirs, and also the elders that accumulated this amount of wealth through hard work and great investments since the World War II era. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's unavoidable, this big wealth transfer. I hope you're part of it and you get a lot of money, but make sure you manage that money well and hire the proper people. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments below. Hit the like button. The biggest favor you could do for me, subscribe to the channel as well. I'll catch you here in the next one.